Trekkers. Welcome to this amazing Star Trek podcast on Trek Tuesday. I'm your host Orinda, and together with Amanda Hopper, I recap every 2 weeks an episode of Star Trek TNG. All the episodes will be recapped in chronologically following. Today we recap the episode Evolution. The Federation ship Starship Enterprise, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, approaches the Cephas Alpha binary star system to perform astrophysics research under the guidance of Dr. Paul Sutbbs, analyzing the decay of neutronicum and as a result of a stellar explosion that occurs every 196 years and is due to occur in the next few hours. Sutbbs plans to launch a probe dubbed the Egg to gather the data, a result of a lifetime's development. Meanwhile, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Crusher has returned to her duties on the Enterprise after a stint at Starfleet Medical. As the expected time of the stellar explosion nears, the ship malfunctions in odd ways, such as blurring the stars and stripes forever, and the issue is traced to the computer core. Acting Ensign Wesley Crusher, who has been working on a project involving microscopic nanites, realized that he may have eventually let 2 nanites from his experiments loose. The nanites were programmed to find ways to work together and evolve. A scan of the computer core reveals that the nanites have determined a way of replicating themselves and have taken up residence in the computer core. With the computer controls unreliable, the crew and Dr. Sutbbs attempt to see if they can remove the nanites from the core. However, Dr. Sutbbs shoots the core with a burst of gamma radiation, destroying the large number of the nanites. They retaliate by flooding the bridge with nitrogen dioxide, which the crew overrides. Dr. Sutbbs is confined to quarters, but the nanites attempt further revenge by shocking him with electricity. Captain Picard prepares to flood the computer core with gamma radiation to remove the nanites completely, but the android, Commander Data, establishes communication with the nanites and allows them to use his body to speak with Picard. Picard realized that the nanites are self-aware and concussion and took Dr. Sutbbs' action as hostile, but they want peace. Picard negotiates a deal to send the nanites to Cephas Alpha 4, designated it as their homeworld. The nanites agree and repair the damage on the computer core. Before they leave it, Dr. Sutbbs launches his probe on time and collects numerous volumes of data. Well guys, welcome back, and welcome back Amanda.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good. It's a little warm out today, which I don't like the heat. I know a lot of us probably don't like it, but especially when it's supposed to feel like 44.
And guys, today we are actually starting with the first episode of season 3.
Woohoo!
Yeah, we are getting along. So, yeah, let's start the recap. I must say, I always have liked this episode, and I'm a little shocked that once again the rating on IMDb is very low.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
it was a good episode.
It was a good episode. Okay, they could do a little bit more of with the nanites and a little bit background, but okay, it was, and of course, Wesley Crusher is back.
Yeah, after what we found out was a year away.
Yeah.
Who's gone for a year.
So, we start with this begin scene, and we see Wesley sleeping in the medical lab or science lab because he did this project for school.
Mm.
And Riker wakes him up because the whole senior crew was tipping in for his education, etc., etc., in daily life, because of course Wesley Crusher was away.
Mm.
Talking
You
about.
overslept.
Talking about Wesley, Dr. Crusher, did you notice that because she has a very different code lab now, or lab code, if I say it like that.
I was thinking, was it a little shorter, or was it the color change?
It was both. I think it was a bit shorter, and it was a more darker blue, and it was a thicker material.
Oh, okay. Because I noticed what I thought was a little bit shorter. I didn't recognize like the color difference. It's just that I noticed it was a little shorter. That's what I noticed.
And well, it is nice to see her again. I think that she also had a little bit of different hairstyle.
Yeah, she cut it. It was shorter. It used to be down past her shoulders a bit. Now it's just above her shoulders.
Yeah.
I remember her hair being a bit longer.
Yeah. So, Riker wakes him up, and Wesley hurried back to the bridge, and Dr. Sutbbs is already there. And Dr. Sutbbs is this, I think, a bit arrogant scientist who spent his whole life working on something that is coming out once in 196 years, and they were there at the moment. What is your opinion about Dr. Scrubs? Cause I don't know.
Aren't scientists usually a bit, full of themselves?
I don't know. It's just he was so cocky.
Most of them can be. Most of them can be a bit full of themselves, but he seems like he was. Like he was all excited and everything, and he's like, "Oh, I've been waiting for this." All that stuff, basically.
And he is already right away drawn to Wesley. I don't know if it is because he saw something from Wesley, from him in Wesley, or maybe because Wesley is smart and young and he wanted to be that way. I have no idea, but he was drawn to Wesley.
Yeah.
And Picard came on the bridge, and he was more or less greeting Dr. Sutbbs, and Dr. Sutbbs had a little bit of an attitude, I think, to him.
Yeah. I sometimes I notice that even some of the scientists that are full of themselves are usually kind of iffy, rude towards certain people, like captains. Like they think they're what do you call it, higher up compared to the captain.
Yeah, I don't know, but there was a moment that he was saying something like that. I think that was about the nanites, and he didn't want to accept that the nanites were evolving, and he said machines can't be evolving and there are no life. And I thought Data had some kind of an answer to that, and it was like, and I was thinking, Data, once again, you show more humanity than the human itself. So they were at that moment that they would launch the egg, and the egg is just a shuttle with some kind of information that will send the data in. I think it was some kind of a. I don't want to say nebula, but I can't remember what it exactly was, but it was a
kind of
phenomenon.
like a plasma thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of like a plasma.
And then weird things happened to the Enterprise. The Enterprise was in trouble, and it took them a while before they could stabilize it. And I don't know. I was really thinking, because there was a moment between the senior staff in the wedding room and when Dr. Stuff was there. He was putting Picard on the spot with, well, the Enterprise is the flagship of the fleet, but it seems that you don't control the ship. And I was thinking, dude, you are rude. You have no idea what. And I can understand where he's coming from, because of course this phenomenon is once in 196 years. But still, he is just a passenger. He is not, he don't have control of what's saying about the ships and his crew.
Yeah, that dude. Oh, Sutbbs. I think Sutbbs. Yeah, he's a bit rude to the captain, more or less. He was also a bit rude to Deanna at one point.
Yeah.
Look, dude, you don't say that to her.
Well, I think he was too super focused on what's gonna happen, and it has to be done. And when the Enterprise was playing up, it was really stupid, by the way, but what was happening. And it was weird because, you know, we never seen the Enterprise and the computer this malfunction.
Like this malfunction was massive malfunction. It was like, oh, the food thing, the foods, what do they call that? I'll just call it the food service thingamajig. I keep forgetting what they call it. Food transport, I guess they call it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
The replicators.
Oh yeah, replicators. That's it. Damn it! I couldn't remember what it was.
The only thing.
The replicators.
I think they used the word replicators on a later date, because also Cruncher called it the food something. I can't remember what, but okay.
Well, food replicators are going haywire. Like, everything on the ship was going nuts. It started playing chess, and it started playing the Stars and Stripes.
Yeah.
I don't know how it goes. Well, they played that, and everybody's like, what the hell? Like, they were all baffled.
Yeah, and it was loud as well.
Yeah.
So the next scene...
It just went crazy.
So the next scene, we see Sutbbs in sickbay, and Dr. Crusher is treating him. And I thought that scene was like, between mother and son, it was very polite. And they were all polite to each other. And I don't want to say that Wesley was growing apart from Beverly, but I mean, like, yeah, and later in the episode, you see that Beverly was really worried about him, because he didn't act like a 17-year-old should do. what was a funny part in the end that she was talking to Guinan, and then they saw Wesley with a girl coming in, and she was happy that he finally took a break and acted like a 17-year-old. And then she was thinking, what the hell, who is that girl and what do you know about her?
Yeah, 1 minute she goes from, oh, so happy, he finally got himself a girlfriend. The next thing you know, she goes, "Gun, spy on him. I want to know who she is." It's like the super overprotective mother trying to figure out who the girl is. Because I think he had some other girls he was with too, but this time that's when she got super overprotected because she probably never knew about the other girls because she was away for a year at Starfleet Medical, I think it was.
Yeah, but I also think like we never seen Wesley in this romantic setting, and you could see from afar how gentle he was to a girl, but because of course Beverly was away for a year, she didn't know about his friends or what he was doing, and you saw that in that scene too with Picard, that she was actually asking of him, no, I don't want to know what he's doing at school, I want to know what he's doing in his free time. Does he have friends? Has he fallen in love, etc., etc.?
Yeah.
So Beverly had treated Dr. Sutbbs, and so Sutbbs said to Wesley, "Come on, Wesley, let's go see if Humpty Dumpty is still in peace." And he meant the shuttle with the information in it. And when they walk away, the food replicator was being real weird. And that was the first time you noticed that, okay, something is wrong, but what the hell is it? And after that, you see that Beverly is walking up to the bridge. And then the Enterprise computer did also weird. Can't really remember now what it was, but there was something weird. Well, the next scene is that you see Wesley and Sutbbs in the shuttle bay lounge, and Sutbbs was talking to Wesley like, okay boy, you see everything is alright, and they talked some more, and then he started talking about, well, you would call being a wunderkind, and that was a translation from German to you're a wonder child. And he talked about baseball, and that Wesley's father, Jack, had taught him that when he was young. But Wesley thought that he meant, okay, the baseball on the holodeck. What was funny, because it reminded me of that Deep Space Nine episode that the Vulcan crew went to the Deep Space Nine on baseball.
Yeah, and the Deep Space Nine crew were known as the Niners.
Yeah, and that was a brilliant episode. So,
and Nog and them all played.
Yeah, and Sutbbs said to Wesley, "No, boy, I have seen it for real, and you really need to see that." And so they talk a little bit more and more. And then we are on the bridge, and Worf got a notification that the Borg was
yeah.
there. So Riker was running around, okay, red alert, battle station, blah 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 blah. And 5 minutes later, there was no Borg.
Hmm.
And once again,
Yeah, the ship was giving false information, which is haywire.
yeah. And so because as well, it's just a computer glitch. And then he asked the computer, what is the malfunction? And the computer answered, well, there is no malfunction. So that was really weird. And there were other things that were coming weird. There was also fireworks on the bridge with the consoles. And talking about the Enterprise D, maybe you know it already, guys. And sorry, guys, who doesn't have seen Picard season 3. Oh, second thing. I think in about 2 days, Strange New World season 2 is started and premiering. So I'm looking forward to that. What about you, Amanda?
Is it on Sci-Fi Channel or is it Paramount?
It's on Paramount, but it's also on Amazon Prime, I believe. Yeah, Amazon.
Oh, yeah. Because I don't have Paramount, but I think Mom still has her Amazon Prime account. But we got a new TV, but she still hasn't signed on to it, and I don't know the password.
Okay.
I hope she remembers her password so I can go check it out.
It can be that it will be on Sci-Fi Channel. It can be, but I have no idea. I have no idea what's playing on in Canada. So
yeah, our channel is called CTV Sci-Fi.
Okay. Well, the first thing I wanted to say was about the Enterprise D. Love the Enterprise D comeback, but because of the I thought it was the 30th year of 25. 30, I believe. From TNG, the Enterprise D. I made in Star Trek Online game a remembrance of the Enterprise D, so I got a Galaxy class ship, and I built it exactly like the Enterprise with phasers and anti-proton, I believe, and
torpedoes.
But I couldn't use the name Enterprise D because that is forbidden. It's already claimed, of course, by Paramount and CBS. So what I did is took the Enterprise D name, but I mirrored it. So that's how I did my thing for the Enterprise D as well. But I can show you a picture in a minute if you like, Amanda. But okay, that's just the Enterprise D. I love the Enterprise D. And you guys know, Simon and I have been started the Enterprise D build of Eaglemoss. That is about 70 centimeters big, and it's all metal framed, etc. It's huge with
big
LED lights, etc. And
it lights up.
But Eaglemoss went bankrupt, but we just got a message last week that in July the build can be built further, but with another company. So we are finishing the build. So that's gonna be fun too. Okay. Picard and sent LaForge and Worf to the engineering to get work on it. Because they are in this slipstream and they have to get out, but LaForge wanted to do it gently. What I also was thinking at that moment was, why is this the first time we see Worf going to the engineering? Because we never ever known, and also even in his background as in the Klingon and in the Starfleet side, that he has done a lot in engineering.
Yeah, like he's mostly security, but they have him down in engineering in this episode.
And there were more episodes that Worf would go down to engineering.
Yeah.
So Stubbs wanted to, with Force, he wanted to talk to Picard, and Diana Troy was announcing him, but Stubbs didn't wait. He came already into the wedding room, and I was thinking, dude, have some manners, you know. That is really, yeah,
rude.
And
Rude.
Stubbs went some kind of a blackmail Picard of, if you don't do this, you don't come into the history books and people will not talk about you, blah 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 blah. And I was thinking, dude, really?
That's another guy I want to slap upside the head.
What do we always say? Such a people, we want to throw them out of the
Suck
nearest
out of the
airlock.
turbo lift. Suck them out in the turbo lift. Not
No,
turbo lift,
throw them out of the nearest airlock.
Shuttlecraft. Yeah, the airlock. That's it. Somebody is another candidate for the airlock. Just chuck them out.
So Wesley is in engineering now to help, and he was talking to Geordi, and Geordi, of course, Geordi has always that amazing techno babble. And that was the moment that Wesley found out, hey, if this is electronic fault, then it could be my school project. Because he noticed that morning that one of his containers was still open. So what he did directly was go and check on the experiment, and yeah, it was not good.
No,
So-
Wesley's like you could see directly Wesley's face. It was like oh shit, it's loose. Look, it's like it's loose. Where is it? Like you could tell he was full on panic mode when he realized what happened.
Yeah, so he after his working hours, he went set some booby traps, and especially in
10 forward.
10 forward, yeah, and then he start talking to Guinan, and it was a nice conversation. That I was, this is just typical Guinan, and Wesley knew it in his guts that it was his fault that the Enterprise was having problems. So he talked about his cool experiment with how he made the nanites better. And he told Guinan, yes, I will tell them and take responsibility if it is true. And then we are back on the bridge, and of course the computer has still malfunctioned, and then there was that loud music that they couldn't shut up. So Picard said, what was really a little bit shocking, Picard ordered to shut off all the power on the bridge. Because, and why say it's shocking? Because it's the bridge is the heart of the ship. And to have no power on that's shocking. So Picard told his crew, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Geordi, be careful with it and be gentle with it. And Dr. Stubbs was right away. He protested it.
He wanted to get the project done so he
Yeah.
can witness the thing happening.
He was thinking, oh, I can't, and now my chance is over, and bye-bye career.
Yeah, just thinking about his career over everybody else, basically, he was.
Yeah. And so Stubb has to be in confinement in his quarters. And Stubb was talking with Wesley, but also with Counselor Troy. He was really, I thought he wasn't that woman friendly. And I don't know. Yeah, like you said, he is just full of himself and had an attitude and me.
Yeah, basically just thinking about himself before others.
Yeah. Even he would sacrifice the lives on the Enterprise instead of taking it to safety.
Yeah. Like Picard wanted to protect his ship like it was a 65 Cadillac. Basically.
And
like
then
you want. No, I just said Picard wanted to protect his ship like it was a priceless classic car. He didn't want to get it destroyed or nothing, so he backed up, which made the other guy mad. Because he was more interested in getting that project of his done.
Well, and then we are back in the science lab in the sick bay. And you can see that Dr. Crusher was really worried about Wesley, and she wanted to help him with his experiment. And that was the moment that Wesley came clean. And
Yep.
And then you could see her smile, because she could say, yeah, that's my son, you know, he is always working so hard and he just make a little mistake, so what? Then we are coming to that scene that the Enterprise crew was saying, well, Dr. Stubbs, those nanites are like human beings. It's a life form. And Dr. Stubbs was really angry about it, because he said, machines don't live. It's nonsense.
Yeah, but who's talking to you? Data. He's technically an android, but still.
Yeah. But that was the moment that I was thinking, Data again was more human than the human itself.
Yeah.
And that was it. So they were, Wesley, LaForge, and Data were in the computer in engineering to see what they could do, and then Dr. Stubbs come down and shoot a, what was it, gamma radiation?
It was a radioactive particle he shot.
Yeah. So that part
killed that sector.
Yeah, that especially killed the nanites in there. And then we see that Riker and Picard were talking in Picard's office. It's not the ready room, but just the office quarter. And they smelled smoke. And when they went to the bridge, the whole bridge was full of smoke. It was that because Dr. Stubbs attacked the nanites. The nanites were attacking the Enterprise by
suffocating them with smoke.
And I thought was a little bit before that, you see that Dr. Stuff was being attacked by the nanites as well with an electric shot. And
it was from the thing in his room.
Yeah, the console in his room, and Picard said, "Okay, Mr. Worf, make a gamma radiation ready to kill all the nanites." And at that moment, Data made contact with the nanites, and you could see that on the screen with like the binary code.
Yeah, like 100100, that code.
Yeah. And I was thinking at that point, Data's coming to the rescue again.
Yep. Right on time too.
Yeah. So Picard said, "Yeah, do it, and I hope that your network is not going to be too much for them, etc." And again, that stuff was very protesting it and was very negative about it. And Picard won't listen to no. So I think after that, Stuff was also regretting it in a way. So Stubbs needed to ask forgiveness of what he had done. I must say the conversation between Picard and the nanites was very interesting.
Yeah. The nanites were speaking through Data.
And that had never happened before.
No.
So, long story short, they forgive Stubbs, and they say we need a new home. So Stubbs pull some strings, and so the nanites could live on this planet what is not inhabited. So that was because I thought that planet would be first for his science project what he had about the plasma thingy, and so they could stay there, and the nanites at their turn helped the Enterprise to get back to normal. So they were on time for the whole experiment of Dr. Stubbs. So the nanites also give Data back unharmed, what is very nice to know.
That's a plus.
And I find the acting in this episode quite good. If you see,
yeah, it was.
If you see also as in Wesley's expressions, for a young kid as him, that is very, very good, especially in his time when he had that. Yes.
Yeah, because I think he was 16 or 17 at the time when they did that. I think.
Yeah. But also of it's just his mimic was very good in at the time what he needed to do, and that's very we know how Gates McFadden is as Dr. Crusher, but it's nice to see that Wesley opened up to her.
Mm.
And, it's just like, in a way, of course, he's still a little kid, but...
Well, yeah. Just a teenager.
But he did it quite well. So the last scene we're seeing, and we already talked about that a bit, is that Dr. Crusher is talking to Guinan. And I must say, Guinan has in this episode a really strong role of advisor.
Mm.
And I really like that.
Well, yeah, her and Deanna are almost both basically advisors.
Yeah.
Deanna's like more like therapy type, like doctor, and Guinan's like a bar advisor.
No, of course she's a bartender in a way, but Guinan is more wise than in that way of Troy.
Oh yeah, she's older too, and I think they mentioned that she was married multiple times.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, guys, this is the ending of the recap of the episode. Amanda, is there something you'd like to add?
I thought it was a pretty good episode. It seemed like it was longer than the other episodes because it felt like it was longer too.
But it isn't.
But it isn't. But it felt like it was longer.
So the rating of this episode on IMDb, and I told you that in the beginning of the recap, is just a 6.5.
What?
I expected more.
That's it? Yeah, you think
it's
for a good episode like this? Ah, that
it's
is
low.
low.
Especially for the first episode in season 3.
Yeah. Huh.
I would give him it like an 8.
Well, yeah. I was thinking around that range too. I think an 8 would be a proper number instead of a 6.
Yeah. I thought it was better than that, but they rated on IMDb. But okay. Okay. Well, Amanda, thank you again.
Yeah. And what's the next episode again? I can't remember the name of it, but I remember watching.
It is a Data episode. You remember that Data went to the planet that he had to convince them with the what's the alien name that didn't want to give them time?
Oh,
was that not the
Celiac?
Yeah. It's
the
that
Celiac.
episode.
They look like blobs of black boogers. That's what they look like.
Yeah, it's that episode.
Yeah. He has to evacuate people from a planet.
Yeah, and Data had to do that. And once again, I think that now, Amanda, I think Data has more sexual encounters or romantic encounters than Geordie LaForge.
Yeah, because I think this girl in the episode likes him.
Yeah. So that is for in about 2 weeks, guys. And that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I think, and I knew that from interviews, season 3 is gonna be a bit better in writing as well, because they are writing more background stories, and I think they even have double part episodes.
Yeah, I think they do.
So I think it's gonna be more enjoyable than the first 2 seasons.
Yeah.
So we will see.
Because I know in season 3 that we're on, there's an episode. Oh my gosh, I loved it. It's kind of like Native Americans.
Oh yeah.
There are slightly different twists. I loved that episode. Oh,
and
I love it.
we have the birth of Lal, Data's daughter.
Oh, Data's daughter, yeah. Ah!
Oh, and another thing, it's not this episode that will be there, but the episode after that, so in a month, we have again a video recording.
Oh, yeah.
Then we are at episode 50 of our podcast.
Holy crap. 50.
Yep. So, I think we're doing good. It's just still a pity
Yeah, we
that...
are.
It's still just a pity that people won't react and give us feedback on the podcast.
Yeah, guys. Why aren't any of you responding? Like, come on. Like I said multiple times, we don't bite.
Nope, we don't bite.
Nah,
So-
nah, 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 nah.
So, guys, we will see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah, see you guys in 2 weeks.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper.
Well, thank you guys for listening and join us in 2 weeks for a new episode recap. In the next episode, we will recap the episode The Ensign of Command, a Data episode. I also like to tell you about my other podcast called Orinda Talks. Orinda Talks is a podcast Rich and I talk about books, movies, fandoms, and other geek things. You can find Orinda Talks on the YouTube channel or join the Facebook group. We will see you in 2 weeks.